Hey everybody, what is going on? Serial Overdrive here, and today I'm playing Entropia Universe. What we're going to be doing today is basically, I'm going to be running around and finishing off this Hoglow hunt. So as you can see here, I'm going for 1,200 Hoglow kill points, and I've got about 1,142 Hoglow kill points. So obviously this thing is coming to an end. I've almost completed my Iron mission, and part of the reason I want to make this video is just so I can show you guys me completing this Iron mission, because it's one of the harder ones that I've actually completed. Go figure, it's the first time I've actually had like decent mayhem armor, so that's, wow, decent mayhem armor, decent armor. Like, this is actually really good armor. This is spectacular armor. I take that back. Decent armor is Ghost. Amazing armor is mayhem armor, which is what I've got right now. But since I've got this armor, that means I can actually complete these iron missions that I've been putting off for so long and get those extra skill boosts. And again, like, the big thing with this video is just to tell you guys, like, go out and make sure you complete those iron missions, because that's going to be huge for increasing your avatar, increasing your skill points, and really taking Entropia Universe to the next level, if that's what you're looking to do, right? Like, you can play this game however you want. That's one of the things that I really do love about Entropia Universe. It's a game with so many possibilities, okay? A lot of people have been talking about this with me recently, so I thought I'd just bring this into a video format while I complete this Hoglow Kill Points challenge. So, a lot of people are saying that Entropia Universe is... They don't like it, right? They think that there's a lot of competition coming forward. There's this game called Virtuverse, there's Decentraland, there's a few other like real cash economy type of games that are 27.6 or 0.05 PEDs. That's how you want to start these things off, right? But yeah, there's a lot of other games coming out there, and these games are, you know, real cash economy games. It's sort of making a little bit of a comeback now, especially when you've got the skin gambling and stuff like that going on with CSGO. People are looking at these games, and there's a lot coming out there. There's a lot of options, right? Virtuverse would probably be the direct competitor to Entropia Universe. There's also games like Second Life and everything like that. I think Second Life is actually banned on Twitch. I have no idea why that is. I think maybe like gambling or something like that. I don't know. They allow gambling on Twitch. I don't know. Someone said Second Life is banned on Twitch. That might not be true. Anyways, there's all these like other games out there, right? There's all these other real cash economies. Like, what does Entropia have that none of them do? Obviously, Entropia does have some issues with certain items being loaned out to people that they probably shouldn't be loaned out to, or items that are loaned out that probably shouldn't be loaned out at all. I take that back. But Entropia Universe has so much content. There's so much stuff to do here. You guys, when you watch me play, you see me hunt like one or two of my favorite mobs on this planet called Calypso, but there's a ton of different planets in this game. If you're new to Entropia Universe and all you're doing is watching Serial Overdrive videos, you guys are really missing out. Like, if you go look at some of the other Entropia YouTubers out there, they might not have as many followers as me, but they have really good content, and they're going to take you to a lot of places that I really just don't get the chance to go to. If you go onto Twitch, I think you've got people like Bonnie and, oh man, I'm blanking on his name. Starts with an M. Someone will post it down below, and I feel bad. Completely just blanked. But you got some really like uber players out there on Twitch streaming Entropia Universe, going to all these different places, doing all this crazy stuff. So like, you know, they're going to be a great resource to use if you're looking to see other planets. There's also like, you've got Julian McBain on YouTube, you've got Lore Spade on YouTube, you've got Scotty_C93, you've got Vast, you've got, ooh boy, I'm getting attacked by two of these guys. All right, we're about to watch something amazing here. Serial Overdrive is about to tank two. That's right, 2 Hoglows. I don't know if this is even going to happen, right? Like, all it takes is 1 crit hit, and I'm sort of screwed here. But, all right, I think we pulled this off. Now I can take this guy. So, yeah, there's all these other, like, Entropia Universe people out there doing their thing. And there's a few that I forgot to mention, because a lot of the channels, they pop up and sort of come down. But if you just search Entropia Universe, some of the best videos, the cream of the crop, if you will, are going to pop up. And I think right now, if you search it, my video is not going to be the top video. So at least that's good, because if I'm just like, the cream of the crop is going to show up, and then you search Entropia Universe and it's 3 Serial Overdrive videos for the top 3, it just looks bad. I don't think that's going to be the case, though. But there's a ton of other Entropia Universe YouTubers out there, and there's so much content in this game, and that's what I really want to, like, sort of push, right? Like, when you guys come to YouTube, when you watch me play, you're just watching me hunt the same mob, you're watching me mine in the same places, you're watching me sort of do the same things. Maybe oh, there we go. Look at that, 125 PEDs. That's what I'm talking about, folks. Look at that. 126 PED global off the Hoglow. That is what I'm looking for. It's actually been quite a few kills since I've gotten something like that. So that's awesome. Alright, there we go. Right off the bat, 27 PD loot. We got teamed up by 2 Hoglos. We took out both of them. We got 125 PED global. Folks, that is what I call a good video. Let's just end it here. No, we're not going to end it here. I drank too much coffee and I've got a lot to say, so let's keep going. No, but there's so many other things that you can do in Entropia Universe, right? Like, you can be a pilot, you can fly people between planets. I find it a bit boring, but you can buy a mothership. You can buy all sorts of crazy tools and tech and, well, not tech, I guess all sorts of crazy stuff in this game, right? Like, you can spend $10,000 to buy a ship that's going to fly you across the universe in a split second. In-game, not in real life. If you could buy a $10,000 ship to fly you across the universe in real life, me and Elon Musk would be hanging out on Mars. But no, like, you can jump across planets. You can do all sorts of crazy things in this game, right? Like, you can ferry people between planets. You can do hairstyle. You can do body shaping. You can do coloring. You can do clothing. You can specify. You can be a specialist in crafting weapons, right? Like, you can decide to just, screw hunting, screw everything like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to craft weapons. I'm going to craft a few weapons, the AR Matrix series of weapons. I'm going to be the best crafter. I'm going to get the best blueprints, and that's what I'm going to do. And that is completely your option. And then you can take that to the next level. You can open up a shop, become entrepreneurial about it. And now you're selling these weapons in your own shop. People are going to go to you. You're going to make a reputation. You've got a shop. Maybe you've got one shop on Calypso. You've got one shop on Crystal Palace. You've got one shop on, I don't know, Club Never Die. I know Raccoon Brand. He's doing that. Like, I think he's on Crystal Palace, I believe, or he's on FOMA. He's on one of the asteroids. He's got a shop set up. He's actually like a streamer too. So if you go follow him on Twitch, I'm sure he'll appreciate that. Let him know Serial Overdrive sent you. But yeah, like, he's got a shop set up and all sorts of stuff like that. So, like, I think he's going the crafting route. So that's someone that you can go look at for the crafting route. And then yeah, like, there's just all these different things that you can do, right? You can specialize in mining. You can go out looking for one resource only, because you know that resource is going to get you some profit. And different land areas, different areas drop different resources. So once you really get the hang of that, you can just excel. Hunting's the same way. Different mobs drop different things. If you really follow it, you might be saying, hey, Serial Overdrive right now is using Mayhem Armor, and I know the mob that's going to give you Mayhem Armor. That Mayhem Armor actually doesn't drop from a mob before you guys go nuts on me. I know that. But, like, it's an example, right? You say, like, oh yeah, Serial Overdrive's going nuts with the Hoglos. I know he's going to need this Mayhem Armor, and because he's going to buy so much of it, the prices are going to go up. And maybe you have that edge on everybody else, right? Maybe you know that I'm going nuts with it, and the next 10 videos are going to be me doing awesome stuff with this armor, and people are going to want to upgrade. Because that actually is a thing, I guess. As much as I hate that whole, like, oh, he's a little bit of an influencer type thing, but, like, in reality, like, yeah. If I go out and use a certain gun and use a certain armor, a lot of the times people do end up going and use that same thing because they get to see how awesome that thing is. Obviously, if I go out with a gun and I'm like, oh my god, I can't shoot anything, this thing sucks, this armor actually kills me, like, I put this stuff on and it attacks me, I don't even have to attack a mob, the armor kills me, you're not going to go do that. But if I say, like, oh yeah, this is an awesome armor, you get reload bonuses, you get all sorts of crazy stuff, you guys are probably going to be more motivated to go and get that armor, right? Like, it just makes sense. It's common sense. It's how this stuff works. You see something cool that I'm doing, I see something cool that you're doing, and we copy each other. That's how everything works. That's why, like, I've had people tell me, like, a few people too. Like, I'm not just pointing anyone out, but they'll say, like, oh yeah, Serial Overdrive, I hate how you just copy the traditional Entropia Universe style where I'm doing a 50 PED run and I'm hunting this and that and all that, and it's like, well, I mean, obviously, like, I copied the style from, like, old school sort of, like, Call of Duty people and all that, where they run sort of a podcast over their gameplay and all that. I just integrate it where I do it all sort of live, which gives me the ability to talk about the loots I get. You guys get to hear me react, but I get that 125 PED Hoglo Global. But, no, like, that's a style that I've done. And if you go back, like, I was probably one of the first people to be doing that style. So it's not that I'm copying people, it's just that it was a good style, and a lot of people saw that, and when they want to do something similar in Entropia Universe, they just sort of follow suit. It makes sense. I'm sure there's some people, I think it's Vast, he does more like pre-scripted stuff, so if you're looking for more scripted content where all the facts and figures are calculated ahead of time and not my style of content where I'm out here with, like, a calculator or just winging it, like, yeah, that's 2 plus 2, that's something like 5, whatever, we're going to go with it, it's going to make sense later. So, like, there's all sorts of different ways that you can approach this, and the style I have, I'm not really copying anyone, or I'm not copying the traditional Entropia Universe style. I think it's just because my videos pop up so high on the search algorithm, which is weird still. Like, I don't know why they do that, to be honest. Like, there's no secret. I'm not paying anyone at YouTube off or anything like that. I have no idea why, but they just appear up there. I guess people like them or something like that. But because they appear up there, that's just the style that people see, and that's sort of what they go with. I guess imitation is the best form of flattery or something like that, they say. So thank you guys, I appreciate it. But yeah, like, there's all sorts of things you can do. I mean, even my approach is fairly novel, right? Instead of going out and like depositing in Entropia Universe, or actually like playing the game the way it's supposed to be played, I use it as a form of like content creation. Like, I'll go out and make these videos, I'll talk about Entropia Universe, we'll deep dive into stuff, we'll just hang out, have a chat. You guys can listen to it. I mean, that's that is like a weird profession in Entropia Universe, because honestly, like, that's why I've got the Mayhem armor. That's why, like, MindArt gave me those boxes. Like, it's an Entropia Universe profession that I merged real life and Entropia Universe together. And there's other people who've done it. There's artists who have put paintings in the game. Like, there's all sorts of crazy stuff if you really dive into it. And that's the thing. I think that's where a lot of these games are going to have trouble. Entropia Universe has such a deep amount of content, right? Like, you can't fake a decade plus of content. It's hard to do. It's impossible, I think. Like, I don't think you're ever going to have a game that, you're very rarely going to have a game that comes out and has as much as Entropia Universe does, because it's hundreds of people, it's hundreds of investors buying asteroids and planets and putting stuff up and uploading photos and doing all sorts of crazy stuff because they love the concept, and this is one of the first games to sort of have that concept. And the other thing I see is a lot of these games that are competing with Entropia Universe, like Project Ion's been mentioned. A lot of people don't like that anymore. I don't know anything about it, but like, I did a video way long ago, years ago, on that. But like Project Ion or Virtuverse, like, they're trying to take Entropia Universe head on, right? Like, they're saying we're going to make a sci-fi game with different sci-fi worlds, and it's going to be very similar to Entropia Universe, even with the real cash economy. And I think it's just going to be hard to get over that sort of content hump, right? These games, like, the devs can add content, but they don't have players actively adding content there. There's very few, like, they don't have someone like me who's out there making tutorials for it. Oh boy, we've got some lag, don't we? Oh, we got some lag. All right, that's tough. But they don't have people like me adding content out there. And honestly, like, if I wanted to make Virtuverse content, it'd be very hard for me, because at first I'd have to figure out everything about the game, and then I can do the guides. And that's a huge time investment. So it's hard to, you've got to find the right person who's very motivated and who actually, wants to put together these videos and enjoys doing it. Because these videos aren't going to, every time I do an Entropia Universe video like this, I'm losing money in a way, right? Like, if I spend 10 PEDs to make a video, I'm not getting that back in the ad revenue. Just FYI, I'm very unlikely to get that back. So, like, you've got to find someone who actually does enjoy making the videos, not someone who's trying to make them for profit, or you've got to pay someone to do it. And that's hard, because then, are they even going to sound like that interested, right? Like, when I make Entropia Universe videos or Warframe videos or Rust videos, it's because I want to make that video. Most of my videos get, like, 100 to 1,000 views, which sounds pretty cool, and it is pretty cool, but it's not like a job, right? Like, I'm not making money left and right. And I put out that Virtuverse video, it got, I think, 1,700 views is where it's at now, which is very good. But it's not the type of money that's going to make someone want to, it's not the type of money that's going to push someone to spend an hour or two creating a guide, much less more and more hours. So you need that, like, player base, you need that community there. And these games do have a really good community, but that community has to stick around for a long time and really be focused on creating these things for it. Like, I'd love to see some competition, because I honestly do think that games like Virtuverse coming in and, like, listening to the community, and I think it was Obel Dude, like, wanted fishing, they added it right away. Like, that sort of response is really, it's hard to get from a bigger game, from a game like Entropia Universe, where there's just too many people making suggestions to listen. When you've got a smaller player base, it's very easy to add those suggestions in, but it's very hard to actually pay the bills, because it's a smaller player base, right? Like, that's a problem. But it is cool to see that they're responding so quickly, and I think if they can keep that up, it's going to be huge. A lot of people have already told me about that and mentioned it, and they're like, yeah, like, look at how fast they are. Like, someone requests something, and 2 days later it's in the game. Entropia Universe, you make a support case and 2 days later you might not have a response. I mean, Entropia Universe is bigger, so it's not their fault, but it's an interesting sort of juxtaposition, and it's very interesting to see, and I think it's going to push us into a better sort of environment where real cash economy games are really good. And I don't think, though, that it is threatening Entropia Universe. I think, if anything, it's going to make Entropia Universe better, right? Maybe now Entropia Universe is going to add fishing. You know, there's stuff like that that's going to happen. And I think there's a lot of cool things that could come of it. But I don't think Entropia Universe is a threat, just because there's so much content there that a lot of people sort of just gloss over because it's always been there. You know, you've got things like deeds, right? Like, you can become an investor, you can buy asteroids, you can buy guns, you can rent out guns, you can buy a bank, you can buy shops, you can do all sorts of crazy things. And it's so easy to just be like, oh yeah, like any game would have that, but most games don't. It's very rare for a game to have player-run shops and the ability for players to upload their own photos, their own paintings, and sell that to other players, and decorate apartments, have such a vast variety of clothing, and be able to color and texture their own clothing. Like, it's so rare to get that, and the fact that Entropia Universe has that is going to be a huge hurdle for any game to overcome. That's why, if it was me, and I was going into the real cash economy genre, I was making an mmorpg that's supposed to be a real cash economy. Ooh, there we go, we got it. All right. What do I increase? Dexterity, aim, or bioregenesis? See, this is hard because bioregen, I don't have much skill at all. I know my aim is 2032, and what's my dexterity? I think dexterity is probably where I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm probably going to go with dexterity because I think that's going to increase a lot of other skills. Bioregenesis, this could be huge. This would increase a lot of my mind force skills, but I just don't need that right now. I'd rather just go with a skill that would actually help me in some of the professions I need. So I'm going to go with this one. And there we go. Look at that. 314 skills just right off the bat. Mission completed, folks. We did it. And I think, did I get any profession? There we go. Mutant looter profession. That's awesome. I need those looter professions. So that's pretty big. Animal tamer, electrokinetic. So we got a few different skills there. So that was a pretty legitimate run. I had a really good time with this. But yeah, just to finish my thought, if I was going to make an MMORPG that's a real cash economy, I wouldn't try and take Entropia Universe head on. What I'd do is I'd make not a sci-fi MMO. I'd make like a fantasy MMORPG, right? Put it in this world where you're out fighting orcs, there's elves, there's vampires, something like that, like some sort of like Warhammer type world, right? Where you've got all these different races interacting and all sorts of crazy stuff going on. Put it in a game like Warframe, right? Like where you've got a looter shooter type of gameplay, and platinum is what you're buying and selling with. That's what the currency is in the game. And that's a real cash, a currency, and then people can buy and sell and sort of cash out their platinum. Warframe is actually like one step away from becoming a real cash economy. They probably don't want to do it because they're making enough money and it might threaten their bottom line. But yeah, like, there's all sorts of options. You could go fantasy, you could go like looter shooter, you could make an FPS. There were, back in the day, like when Entropia Universe first came out, there was actually an FPS that tried to be a real cash economy FPS. It was a very interesting idea. What you'd go in is you'd go in and you'd say, like, I'm going to play this person in this. So I'm trying to think. It was like a 1v1 type gameplay, and you'd stake coins, and these coins were worth real cash, right? So when you stake the coins, let's say you'd stake, 200 coins, and that might be worth $2. Whoever won would get your 200 and their 200 back, or maybe it was like they'd get 150 back, so the game would take something. But yeah, it was a really cool idea, and it just never took off because at the time, like, competitive FPS wasn't there, and just people weren't interested in that. But that was like way back when, right? Like, someone could come in and take that idea, revitalize it, and do something like CSGO with skins and stuff like that, and that's what you buy. You can use those coins to buy emotes, but you can also play for coins. Something like that. Like, there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of ways you could go with it, and it's just weird to see that everybody's, like, taking Entropia Universe head on, because it's like, you could do so much more. You could do a sort of vampire world. You could, not Twilight, you could do a vampire world, though vampires are still cool. You could do some, like, Walking Dead themed zombie games, right? You go to your outpost, you trade, otherwise it's like PvP, sort of dog-eat-dog world out there. You could do a Western game. You could do a modern game, right? Like, just set it in the modern world, and maybe you're running around like Second Life, but it's a little bit more accurate. You could do Minecraft with a real cash economy. Like, there's all these different things that people could be doing with this, and they just keep trying to take Entropia Universe on Entropia Universe's terms. Like, they're letting Mindark set the playing field. Mindark's like, hey, we're going to do a sci-fi world, multiple planets, user-created content, and we're going to sell the planets for $1 million and get other dev studios to develop the planets. And then when you try and take them on like that, it's like you're playing a game, you're fighting 5 other dev studios, and you're not Epic Games. You're not some game that could you're not some company that can spend $100 million to create the next big mmorpg that's really going to just sweep people off their feet. You're a small company that probably has a couple million to its name, and what you're trying to do is just pay a few devs to really just get things up and running and get the concept going so that people will be depositing and playing. So I think if the games could actually sort of do something more like that. I know Virtuverse, I believe they do have a horror-themed world coming up. So, like, there are possibilities, right? Like, there is... They could actually go in a different route, and it looks like they might be. I'm not sure if they're just using this FPS world just to test things out because they know it's going to draw from the Entropia Universe crowd. I don't really know their full sort of their full game plan, right? And that's the thing. Like, I'm not speaking ill of either game, and sometimes it comes off that way. Like, I'll say something and people are like, "Oh, Serial, you're mad at these guys?" And no. Like, I really do like what they're doing, and I think honestly it's a good thing. Like, the more people that get into this, the more people that come on and try to compete with Mindark, the more people that try and make real cash economies, the better a game that we're going to get, because that challenges everybody to take it to the next level. And again, like, Virtuverse took some stuff from Mindark, right? But maybe Mindark can take some stuff from them. Like, they see fishing, they put that in, and I think you could have some really cool stuff coming in the near future. So yeah, I guess that's a long-winded talk for me. Hopefully you guys found it interesting. I don't know if you get questions, comments. I'm sure some of you guys are going to have your own ideas, so I'd love to hear those down below. And maybe the devs for some of these games are going to be in the comments listening. Maybe not responding, but listening, and at least going back and forth. Maybe they'll hear these ideas and implement them into the game. So it never hurts to leave them down below. Maybe they'll implement some of my ideas. Who knows? Anyways, guys, yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. That was the end of my Hoglow hunting days, at least for now. Now I'm going to go to the auction place. I'm going to get some efficiency boosters. I want to put those on my armor just so that it doesn't decay as fast. Because you can see here, one of these has a tier 1 unlocked, so I want to just throw that in there so it decays a little bit less. And then I'm probably going to go do some other cool stuff with this armor. I do have some other stuff planned. Actually, I am going to complete this thing right here. I'm at 96.1. Like, how could I not complete it? I want to get to the point where I can start using my LR30. Like, I'm so close that I can, like, start using the LR30 without feeling like I'm wasting PEDs. And once I can do that, we can take on some more, like, some cool mobs again, like some cooler mobs. So we're just going to keep this whole, like, thing going. We're just going to keep just steamrolling ahead, getting better armor, getting better guns, hunting bigger mobs, and you know, trying cooler stuff. I will do some stuff for those of you guys that are new players too. I just want to go through these iron challenges, so that's what you guys are seeing right now. But yeah, we're going to put some efficiency enhancers on my armor because that's really going to help out. And probably as I tier up, I'm going to just put better and better tiers of efficiency enhancers on this stuff until it's hopefully decaying very, very, very little, because it's 150% markup. So it's a very high markup armor. And honestly, like, I know this wasn't why Jerkill gave me the armor, but I'm probably going to be keeping a set of this on hand because it is so nice. It's so nice to have, like, a good armor like this. And now I see this Hoglow mature, and it's like, all right, we got to take this one too. Let's make sure this amp is fully amped up here. What are we at? Okay, we got 4 PDs left on the amp. I think we can take one more mob. Hopefully that'll get us past this little hump right here, and we can get to 100%. Finish our rank 3, get our skills, and then move on. So yeah, let's take on this mature. Also, since we're right by the teleporter, that's one thing to pay attention to. The closer you are to the teleporter, the easier it is going to be to get back if I do die. So I always keep that in mind. I'm like, all right, if I die, I can come back. No big deal. I know I ended the video. I do this sometimes. That was a false ending right there. I think that's called gaslighting. It's not really called gaslighting. Don't go in my comments and complain about that. But I'm like, yeah, we're going to end this video right here. Leave your comments and everything down below. Make sure you like and subscribe. And now we're going to keep hunting for another 5 minutes until I get that rank 100% or get that rank 3 completed. Let's heal up here because I don't want to die. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I'm like banging on the heal key. I know it doesn't do anything. I know that there's a timer. I know there's a limit to it, but I'm just gonna bang away and hope that it helps me somehow. But yeah, this was a good hunt. I like the fact that like right off the bat we started off with a good loot, and then look at that. We're reaching tier 1 on the thigh guards, the foot guards. Like we're doing it here, folks. All right, there's one more hoglow up there. Let's see what my amp's at here. Let's keep an eye on that. 3.58, so we're good. I saw there. Yeah, there we go. We got another mature up here. I'm gonna heal up and take that one on. Man, I've got to take 2 more, I guess. But I really want that rank. So if you look at codex, yeah, hotkeyed stuff. Look at that, being all professional about it. I should get this one too. Now that I look at that. So yeah, this is gonna get me some like maybe perceptions, what I'll go with, or inflict range damage. But yeah, that's gonna get me 2.34 PEDs of stuff. So that's gonna be a huge skill increase for me. Oh boy, I got too close because he was over the hill, didn't I? We'll make it work. But yeah, that's going to be a huge boost in skills too, and hopefully that's going to get me up to that, up to the point where I can actually use this LR30 without feeling too inadequate about it. You can see I'm in the skill increase bonus period, but it's just not doing enough damage. 43.2 damage. That is not a good max for me. That's not a good look for me, in my opinion, right? So I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna keep using the LR25 until I can fully utilize that LR30, and you know, get a few skill increase bonus points, but not nothing too low, right? Because that's the thing. When it says yes for skill increase bonus, it doesn't mean you want to go over right away, because you still might not have enough skills for it to quite be worth it. So always pay attention to what your actual damage and your bonuses and all that is. All right, 99.3%. Now look who's being gaslighted. All right, I know that's not what the word means. Just let me say it. Let me say it, folks. That's awkward. All right, so let's keep going here. We've got one more. We're gonna take this Hoglow Young out. One more, and then we'll be at 100%. I can walk away from these Hoglows feeling complete in life. I know some of you guys probably kill these things way more often than me, and you're like, Serial, that's all you're gonna do? Yeah, that's all we're gonna do. We're going through iron missions here, and there's some big mobs I can hunt for some big skill gains, and I want to make sure I get as many of those guys down as possible before summer comes, and I've got to say goodbye to all those iron challenges that I've had for so long. A lot of these challenges have been sitting there on me, like just waiting for me to complete for years. Some of them maybe even since iron challenges came out. That was what I did, right? Iron challenges came out, I just got them all. And now that they're gone and we've switched over to this Codex thing, I want to make sure I can get as many of these completed as possible. Also, when is Mindark going to introduce the Codex to like Arcadia and all the other planets? Because that's a huge reason why I'm still here on Calypso, right? Like I want to see some Codex missions on Entropia, on Arcadia, and everything like that. That's something I want. Anyways, food for thought right there. Also, one thing worth noting, the spleen oil is going for a nice percentage. Oh, yeah, a nice percentage here, like 108. That's very nice. I think I actually sold some up more towards the 114 level. Yeah, it's had a really nice markup on it. So, yeah, this is definitely been a profitable Hoglow hunt for me. It's definitely something I'm going to be doing again. But probably next time you guys see me, I'm going to be hunting some other type of cool mob that you guys are gonna probably like. Hint hint. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to leave any of those comments I told you guys to leave down below, feel free to do it. If you hit the subscribe button, that means that you like my content and you're probably gonna get more of it. If you hit the like button, that also means you like my content, but you're not gonna get more of it. So well, I'll keep putting it out, but you just won't get notified. There's also a bell you can hit that'll notify you, but do what you're gonna do, and have a good day, folks. I hope everyone's doing good out there, and until next time, peace.